Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. If you have a gardening question you'd like our host Fred Howard to answer, send him an email. The email address is fred@planttalkradio.com. Now for today's question. My honeysuckle bloomed normally in May and June, and it's reblooming profusely now to the point where it's weighing down my trellises away from the house and hanging over the walkway. She goes, don't get me wrong. I'm happy. Yeah. I love the blooms, and it smells great. The problem is I really need to cut back when the blooms are finished. Can I do it then, and how hard can I cut back?
Well, let's go with the fact that when the blooms are reduced, that is the time to prune. Now, hopefully, they will then come back and set flower bud yet more this year. As to how hard, back in my history on a fence situation, and in desperation for a couple of reasons, I cut the rascal down to about 12 inches, pulled it out of the fence, not a trellis, but pulled it out, disposed of the tops, and it came back and was just fine the following year. So you could go that hard. I would say that's not necessary. I think it'll take a little time and some finesse, but try to trim to get head clearance plus another 6 or 8 inches, and then shoulder clearance also, because it's probably getting fairly wide in terms of the trellis. Cut back. And you probably won't find a time when the flowers are all finished, but as you have been watching it, it kind of is heavy and then light. I would say at one of the points where it's light, go ahead and cut, and the odds are new growth will come out and set flower bud and move on anyhow.
That's a rampant grower.
Yeah, they can be. Now, sometimes you put it in to be a rampant grower and it won't do that. But she has a problem of it doing exceptionally well, and they are a rugged enough plant, and one that's doing what she has described is probably one that and I don't recommend this, but it's probably one you could cut off at a foot and it would come right snapping back again. But no, just enough to get the clearance that you need. Then perhaps fall or early winter, when you can get out there, thin it out and cut it literally back. It'll set new stems next year, therefore new flowers, because it flowers on the new tissue, and it'll go right back into rampant growth again.
I bet you everyone within a 2-block radius can smell that.
I would imagine so. My nose is a little different. I can smell them, but I never have enjoyed, let's just say, that waif from a neighboring plant. I don't smell that well. But at the same time, yeah, I would imagine what she's describing, given 2 or 3 houses away, probably on a cool evening, or not cool, but a calm evening, smell that rascal. It would almost be too sweet sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic. Hey, thanks again for listening to our podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our other podcasts as well, the Plant of the Week podcast and the Plant Talk Radio podcast, all on iTunes or your favorite podcast player. If you'd like to sponsor a daily podcast, contact us at fred@planttalkradio.com. To find out more about Fred Howard and Plant Talk Radio, visit our website, planttalkradio.com.
Circle270media.com